That's a gay-ass podcast.
What? That's a gay-ass podcast. What? A really, really, really gay podcast that we call That's a Gay-Ass Podcast.
That's a gay-ass name for a gay-ass podcast.
Tyler is back on That's a Gay-Ass Podcast. Tyler, you came on for a horny episode back in July, and now we're here to reunite. Are you going to give us some horny updates?
Yeah, there's a lot to catch you up on, I feel like, right?
Oh God, yes, I can't wait. Before I get into anything very specific, I think that as a gay journalist, I should probably clear the air and just ask about all your videos where you say you're caged and plugged. What's the truth, Ellen? Have you ever been both caged and plugged at the same time, eh?
I have, yes, actually. I feel like I talked about that on your podcast last time, right? That was like
Tyler,
the first...
I smoke enough weed that I can't. I don't have a single memory, so you're gonna have to. I thought you said you were cage curious at the time. You were actually getting caged.
I was cage curious. Very shortly after that, was in a cage. So, that was the genesis of my caged and plugged journey. Actually. Thank you for letting me talk that out with you. Yeah.
Of course. Well, listen,
yeah.
You inspire me in so many ways with your delicious hairy body, with your insane videos. Just to give people a bit of a tease for what's going to come up post paywall here. Last time we spoke, you said you are historically monogamous, but in 2025, you're going to grab sluthood by the reins. So I'm going to ask if you made good on that promise. You also... you posted a video recently saying that someone told you have abandonment issues and you give please don't leave me head. I'm going to have you describe that post paywall. And of course, I'm going to ask deeply invasive questions about your sex life and dating life.
I'm so excited.
But let's just, before we do that, can I ask you, who do you know in San Francisco?
You know... I don't know. Who do you know in San Francisco?
Not enough people, because I'm trying to do anything I can to get people to buy tickets to my show. Here's the thing, is that I'm so excited for this tour, and as a neurotic Jew, it's sort of bringing up a lot of the same fears that doing anything vulnerable. But the thing is, I'm selling tickets really, really well. Chicago sold out. New York is going to sell out. Seattle's selling really well. And San Francisco, I don't know. So if you know anyone, Tyler, if anybody listening knows gays or Jews or just girls who like gay people in San Francisco, will you just tell them on March 4th, I'm doing a show that's actually been reviewed as a pretty good solo show, and a lot of solo shows are really embarrassing, but mine's actually good. So
I was gonna come to your New York show. I was gonna come to your New York show on March 20th. Yeah, but I was gonna be in town. Fortunately, that one sold out, didn't it?
There's like 15 tickets left. There's like 15 tickets left. So
that could happen.
It's March 20th. Oh my God. If I were to squeeze your hairy tits in person, I think it would make my dreams come true. But let's get into those some real hard-hitting questions. When I bring people on That's a Gay-Ass Podcast, I do ask them a famous podcast question that I did not ask you last time we spoke. So Tyler, let me ask, whose fault is it that you're gay? Who do we blame even, babe?
Right. Probably my mom for smoking and drinking during pregnancy, I would say. That probably had something to do with it. And Tylenol.
So are you saying it was sort of a drug-induced homosexuality?
Yeah, definitely. I was partying in there, you know? Michael Jordan was definitely my first crush. I remember wanting to know how his basketball shorts smelled. Do you know what I mean?
Has the scent kink followed you into adulthood?
Perhaps, yeah. Now that you mention it.
Do you smell your own ball sack smell, if you don't mind me asking?
I was about to say no. My instant reaction was of course not. I would never do that. But come to think of it, yes, I do.
Yeah.
It's just a test.
I think it must be some sort of it's a tester. It's also there's something evolutionary about it that maybe we can't even control our hand going down the pant and then confirming that we still have the ability to procreate, even though, of course, we in practice aren't doing so. But there's got to be something biological about the reason why we do that.
Yeah, I never dislike the smell either. It's funkier sometimes than others, but
There are so many people gooning and baiting to you right now talking about your funky sack smell. If we go to Michael Jordan, are you referencing watching the NBA, or is it a Space Jam reference or a secret third thing?
oh, I think both. Remember the Chicago Bulls in the 90s, they were just that was just like magic, right? Nostalgic time.
Allegedly, I never was tapped into the Chicago Bulls, nor really any sports. I did grow up in St. Louis, where the Cardinals were a huge deal,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mark McGuire was
The
like, yeah,
home
Mark
run.
McGuire was like a ginger, muscled man, and I definitely did picture
Mm,
myself sort of climbing him like a tree. We also had Jim Edmonds, who would later make an appearance on The Real Housewives of Orange County,
okay.
who I did see the last time I was in St. Louis at a sandwich shop, and he still can get it. I don't know if he's a good man or not, but I would absolutely love to explore the scent of his ball sack, if that's okay to say.
Right. Yeah, no, I carry that sentiment as well. Mark McGrath, he definitely looks like he's got a good funk, right?
100% great funk. What would you say then if we get into some specific questions, since we are talking to a man who is very comfortable with making videos about mostly anything? What does your family say
Mm.
about your videos? And I'm going to tell you what prompted this question. It's the video where you say you don't have a porn addiction. It's perfectly normal to crank your hog 6 times a day. Who told you that? That's low. You brought up your mom made you gay. Is your mom watching your videos? Is anybody in your family texting you, Tyler,
Mm,
what the fuck? I just want to know, as somebody who like aspires to throw more
right.
caution to the wind when I put something on the internet that is never deletable.
Um, well, my mom's dead. Um, and my
Oh
dad,
fuck. I'm so sorry
that's okay.
for asking like that in such an
Honestly,
insensitive way.
good material. My dad, so my dad is a pretty crass man himself. Like he loves a dirty joke. He's lived a lot of life. He's actually having penile reconstructive surgery this year because of an injury from 2003 where a girl like did like a back bend on him. And he's not telling this story. But there's like some extra scar tissue. Um, and it's sort of like pressing on his prostate now, naturally. So careful,
Oh,
everybody.
oh.
Um,
The next time someone does a backbend
mm,
on your dick,
yeah,
you better be careful.
yeah. So, you know, I mean, I don't like the shit my dad posts on Facebook about immigrants. So what's he gonna say about, I
Yeah, we all have our kinks. He's
Yeah, right.
he's pro ice, and you are posting
So,
about being caged
yeah,
and plugged. And you know what? Who? Yeah.
I would never post that. He would, yeah. So it just here we are. We're all using the internet differently, huh?
I mean, we do live in a time where I feel like we are becoming more and more fringy in our passions and pursuits. Like the fact that some
Yeah.
people can wrap their minds around the government literally murdering their own citizens or just
Right.
very innocent people. And you posting about getting fisted and someone but speaking it from the perspective of Carrie Bradshaw, where the five fingers grabbed your heart. No,
When you
I think that's beautiful.
repeat
Um,
when you repeat my videos like back to me in transcript, it's I'm like, did I didn't say that, but I did. I did say that. I actually wrote that. I like took time to write
And
that, and
but you should have. What is your as a as a creative myself, what is your process when you're about to post something as insane as that? Are you smoking a joint and feeling incredibly uncensored? Are you writing
Mm,
things down while you take a shit and then filming them later that night outside of your home? How are we picturing Tyler making the sauce, the beautiful
right.
sauce of your
What's
videos?
the process? Right. I actually,
Yeah.
believe it or not, I do a little writing prompt every morning. Sometimes I get something. Sometimes I don't get anything. Sometimes I get three things. Sometimes it's just magical, like the pegging video where I was like, I'd let a girl peg me. That was just magic. That you just open your phone, you have a thought. Should it be out in the world? Maybe
Yeah.
not, but you know. But some of them I spend like a lot of time on. Like I really work on the joke and like telling it, and then those are the ones nobody fucks with. So it's usually sort of better to just sort of I have a thought and let's like first take, put it up there.
Let's
But
rip. Are you saying that you're waking up and doing like the artist's way morning pages? Is that what we're doing?
so, okay, this is pretty clear. You know the like what is it, the comedy Bible?
I don't
I
know if I
use
do.
that like workbook. And I just try to like simple joke formats. I try to like craft it specifically for TikTok's like 15-second, like we gotta hook people in the first 3 seconds. So I'm gonna say something like just got fisted at Cheesecake Factory. And then my next 5 seconds is my setup and then my punchline. Um, that's it. Usually,
Tyler, I cannot tell you. It is so nice to hear you say there is a method to your madness because sometimes my insecure brain goes to, God, everybody's just so effortlessly hilarious, and I'm a fucking elementary school dum dum who can't ever come up with a single good thought. But
but
you're putting an actual method to the horny madness, and it makes me feel like, okay, there is a way.
yeah, you gotta work on it, right? Yeah, I'm like, I have like a brand, but like what you gotta like mine what's funny about that, right? I
Well, let me ask then
honestly,
about that because
mm,
last time we spoke, you had been growing
mm,
an audience, but I feel like since we last spoke, it's like more than doubled, and you've gotten,
mhm.
so much amazing engagement, which is very deserved because I genuinely think you're like it's just nice to see somebody that's like works out too much, but also has like a really funny personality. Like sometimes
Ah,
we're sort of over indexing on one. What's your goal then? If let's just say you wake up tomorrow, you somehow even double your follower count again. Are we doing this for the
mm.
love of the game? Are we trying to do like actually, let me even quote you with this question. You
Oh
said,
shit.
gay guys don't even bleach their hair in moments of crisis anymore. Now they just get super fit and become influencers. So sad. Are you getting super fit and becoming an influencer?
Wow. I love that. Like, it shows me that somebody's listening. I love these direct quotes. Say that again. What was the what was the question? Um,
You said gay guys don't even bleach their hair in moments of crisis anymore. Now they just get super fit and become influencers. So sad.
uh-huh.
So I guess really the question is, are you in a moment of crisis? Is your follower count
Yeah.
is the higher your follower count jumping, the lower you're doing emotionally?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's just sort of me. If my The fitter I am and the funnier I am, the more I'm spiraling out of control. Um, Mentally
Yeah.
here. I'm pretty good at like, you know, I'm a pretty stable human being. Otherwise, besides the jokes. But boy, do I like crash out over a guy. So that's just sort of what that is, right?
Well, you
Mm.
did say every time I put a wiener in a
Hmm.
mouth, I fall in love. That's why I've been celibate since November.
I did say that.
Your work really is speaking truth to your power. Let's just then check in before we go into the paywall. Let's check in with how are you
Okay.
doing emotionally today? We're recording this on a Friday for my
Mm.
dramaturgs out there. How is Tyler doing today emotionally? Have you been sucking any
Mm.
dick recently to make you spiral? Are you feeling secure? Are we taking a beautiful dosage of an SSRI? How's your emotional
Mm.
state?
Always on the SSRI, right? We're we're doing well today. Today's a good day. It's like 70 degrees. It's beautiful. I'm still celibate,
Love.
caged and plugged. Um, I think I'm gonna go till July, you know. Wait till this have a brat
Really? What's
summer
the
in
reason? What's the
July.
reason behind that?
Um, I can't tell you. I have a little secret, but I'm gonna be caged and plugged till July.
Oh.
I'm all about semen retention these days.
Yeah. You're politically you're
It's part of
fiscally
my it's part of my looksmaxxing routine, semen retention. I'm just holding it all in.
What the fuck is looksmaxxing? All of a sudden people are talking about looksmaxxing and I don't know what it means.
Um, well, I just thought I was doing regular maintenance, but I think straight boys are just like kind of discovering like, oh, I can put a little brow gel on, or I can use self tanner. They've
I
discovered
see.
meth.
So looksmaxxing is just upping your physical appearance. It's upping your self-care regimen. It's taking better
Yes.
care of yourself so you can look better. That's what looksmaxxing is?
Well, I don't know if it's like necessarily taking better care of yourself. Some of these things are pretty intense. Like the guy, the what I hate like even bringing him up, but he was like doing meth to like hollow his cheeks out. So I don't think it's necessarily for health. It truly is
Jesus.
just like to look better, I guess.
No, I hear there's a low amount of meth that is actually really great for your metabolism.
I've heard just this tiny bit of meth. Listen, I used to
Yeah, just the
Molly back in the day. Who knows?
I've never done Molly before and I would like to do it before I die.
You should do it once before you die. I think I would never do it again. Like, you know what I mean? I think there's a certain age where it's not really. And actually, I don't want to judge. I don't have the recipe. But for me, it doesn't feel very chic as a 36-year-old man to do Molly. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's my
Again,
problem. I am 36 and maybe I missed the Molly boat.
oh, I think you're allowed one. I think you're allowed one in
Okay.
a safe environment,
Okay.
right? It would have been more fun if you'd done it like when you were a twink, but here you are.
What am I now?
A daddy, I think, right?
Hmm. I fuck with that. I mean, no one's really ever actually called me a daddy, but I like to hear it from you. So
No,
I
I've
don't
been
shy away
seeing
from
the
daddy.
titties are getting bigger. You're giving daddy.
Oh my
You're
God,
look
I'm one
smacking for
trying to.
sure.
I'm a looksmaxer. No, I mean, one of my dreams is to work out with you so you can show me what you do because clearly something is twerking. But what else is twerking, Tyler, is us going over to the paywall for me to ask my most depraved questions. So let's get into
Yeah.
if you are you actually celibate? Are you actually not hooking up with anyone?
At this moment right now, yes. Because every time I put a wiener in my
Wow.
mouth, I fall in love. And that is such falling in love every other week it can really be distracting. You know what I mean?
Last time we spoke, you had been in a 5-year relationship that had ended somewhat recently.
Mm.
So does it still feel like a bit of a reaction to protecting your heart from that difficulty?
Yes. Also, I'm in like a very focused, locked in era of my life. I have certain career goals and fitness goals I'm trying to achieve. And sometimes when I meet someone or obsess over them, I tend to not focus on those things as much. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Is it okay to
last,
ask what your career what we're manifesting for you professionally? I would love for us to put it into the universe and make it happen.
well, I do hair for a living. So there's just like some goals there. It would be boring for me to talk about
Love.
specifically. But yeah. And making more crazy videos.
No, we love that, and I see you continuing to grow this empire, hair videos or otherwise. Well then, so when you made that video about you giving "Please Don't Leave Me" head, were you
Mm.
pulling from past hookups? What is that? What did that video come from?
I can't take credit for that one. That is like a meme someone sent me, and that was like, this is very much you. Yeah, I'm very enthusiastic. I give like, please don't leave me. Look at me. Look how good I'm doing. Right? You know, we're putting in the
Oh, I
effort.
know. Oh, I
You
know.
know.
Well, so then if we're not currently slutting it up, do you remember the last time you did?
Well, in November, yeah, I do actually.
I would love to hear about it. What went down and how was it?
Okay, so without giving like too many details, I know a semi-professional soccer player who just is in town from time to time. Um and yeah, he has this thing with fishnets, which I'm like, I who knew? A man in fishnets is it kind of does it for me.
Tell me, is it you in the fishnet or he is in the fishnet or you're both scissor sisters?
Mm, mm.
For the rest of this interview, head to Substack, linked in the description. You can also watch bonus episodes with Mikey Graceffa from Death Becomes Her, Isaiah Rutledge, Sunset Boulevard's G-Min Moon. We have Derek Cage, Patrick, Nick, Thanos, Mark. They're all hot. The stories are amazing, and you should go check it out at substack.com/@EricWills, linked in the description. I love you, bye!